Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Andrea, and I'm back with another video. Honestly, it has been so nerve-wracking posting my first video, and now it is currently March as I'm filming this as my second video. Honestly, it's been so funny. I'm actually so glad that I had 90 views on that video, and I'm just super impressed that I'm trying to do this again. So thank you so much for supporting and actually watching this if you are. Without straying off from the topic, today's video is actually going to be a wrap up of my January and February of 2024. So I kind of want to do these wrap up as also an opportunity for me to digest and also kind of uncover the things in my life. I will go into detail about all of these items and also kind of how I set this up. So exactly what am I using to compare all of these items? Well, so usually at the start of the year, I put together two things, which is my vision board as well as my goals for the year. So this is something that I will deep dive in my next video, so stay tuned for that, or I'll probably link it somewhere here when I actually have it out. Essentially, I put together 6 aspects in my life that I choose to challenge myself in or I want to grow further in for the year. And then from there, pick up a couple of keywords and then push it into this entire visual board. Yeah, and I think you've heard this word and everyone does it differently, but I will show you how I've done it in another video as well, if you're interested. But of course, when I talk about the 6 aspects, it looks at around relationships, professional or career, health, finance, spiritual, as well as travel. So all of these items I cover in slightly detail on what exactly that means. But from there, I kind of also put together a mantra for the month. So this is actually a Bible verse that I've put together as something that I themed, actually Q1. Sufferings produces perseverance, character, and hope. So I kind of moved that Q1 into this element of not using my pain as something that is demotivating, but something that drives me forward. But also a lot of it is also leaning on God in every aspect of my life, especially these 6 ones that I have chosen for the year. But I think in January and February, I've had the opportunity to travel to 2 countries. One I have never been to before, which was Hong Kong, and another one was Singapore, which was for the Coldplay concert as well as a marketing conference. And my trip to Hong Kong was actually a business trip, so it was a fully sponsored trip as well. So I think it was really nice to actually visit a new country for the first time, and that also is kind of what started my 2024. It was like in the second week of January, I was already like, oh, okay, let's hit our way to Hong Kong. And it was such a lovely experience because I could actually meet a lot of my colleagues. I explored a lot of food, and honestly, Hong Kong's chili oil is another level. I also got to meet up with my cousin who stays there, so it was really nice to kind of connect with so many people, so many wonderful things, and also being able to explore the city on my own. Amazing trip, but also I think on a career level, a lot of these aspects were really different as well. So in another aspect, which is finance, it's not looking so great, I must say. Well, in all honesty, I expect Q1 to be shaky, but this one felt really shaky. I'm pretty sure it's probably because of the traveling, I am crying in ringgit constantly, to be honest. Hong Kong dollars was okay, but Sing dollars, girl, I was not having it. But luckily, it's fine. I will recover. And that's fine. But I think you're looking at it in perspective of exactly what does all of these things mean. I think that's also really important. I also knew there was a lot of things where I was spending a lot of time with friends and family. So I had I had my mom's birthday, my sister's birthday. Everyone had gifts. So it was really expensive first 2 months from just all of these items. But I also know I splurged a little bit on some shopping and some personal care and items. So there were some elements that I did for myself, but I think in the long run, this is something I probably want to kind of hone down a little bit more, especially on the splurging. But also you have all these maintenance items like, your car license, your road tax, your insurance. I also was putting down a down payment for a master's program. So that's also something happening in Q2. But a lot of them are a bit expensive, especially when it comes to different currencies. So that was something that I really wanted to do, so I'm proud, but also something that I had to take a hit in my finance tracker for at least the first 3 months. So I just had to breathe 1 more month in for March, and then I'll be okay, I think, in Q2, or at least a lot of these expenses settle down. But that's something I learned a lot as well. Next, we also entered the spiritual realm. So this is actually a new aspect that I'm implementing into my goals. I think this year I really wanted to be closer to God. I wanted to draw nearer to Him. And that was also coming with like reading the Bible, praying, having like this time of devotion with Him. If you didn't know already, I'm a Christian. I am a Methodist in practice, so Protestant in other words. But I think for me, I didn't really have the culture of reading my Bible every day or just actually seeking His word. So I think that was something that was really important to me to do in 2024. So January I did have a really good steady habit of doing it, and then February we also started with Lent. But I think I'm also trying to figure out what's the best way to do it, and how do I really draw closer to Him, learning more about Him. I feel really good about it, but I know it's been a struggle no matter what. So I'm hoping that I get a lot more clarity on this in March and the coming months as well. But let's just say I've kind of have this word of surrender as something that is kind of highlighted really wide when it comes to this spiritual aspect that I really want to focus on. So surrender a lot of my time, surrender my mind, surrender my heart to learn and just draw closer to Him. So I think that's something really important to me. So I'll keep you updated on how that goes. But I think a lot of the focus is around reading my Bible as well. Okay, so next we have health. So I think health has been an ongoing journey. It was really good in Jan when we started, but we kind of dipped when we came to February because also with travel, also going out, a lot of parties, a lot of meetups for Chinese New Year as well. It kind of dipped, especially in the eating category of it. So I am going to try to recover, going back to making a lot of my meals, at least in the week. Also making healthier choices when it goes to eating out or how frequent my cheat meals are, etc. But I think it's also kind of getting back into the rhythm of a fitness routine. I have been having a few joint pains and stuff like that. So I think that's also what's stopping me from kind of pushing myself in the gym. But I think these are kind of setbacks that I can bounce back from, but I'm also taking it one step at a time. I think another key thing was sleep. I didn't realize how important sleep was until every time I don't have enough sleep, I realize I'm just so tired at the gym. So I think that's something I do want to prioritize, which is sleeping before 12, not touching my phone. This is all kind of in this wellness fitness category. So I think that's something really important to look at. I have been implementing hikes. So I have been going on at least 2 hikes in the month. I think I'm probably going to pause in March just to recover from these joint pain issues situation. But I did do one when I was in Hong Kong, and then one place in Jan, and then 2 different places. And I also managed to go with some friends. So that was also really exciting that I could do all of these different things and also still keep up with these fitness goals that I've kept for myself. Lastly, is the professional category. So I think this one is a bit of an abstract one because I've kind of segmented into like 3 different portions for myself. So I've segmented like professional 9-to-5 job, which is my social media specialist role with an MNC. And that mainly has been focused around setting targets for the year, also looking at what areas I would love to develop in my role. Of course, that's where majority of my income comes, so that's definitely something that I put a lot more time and effort, especially since I'm paid a lot of money to do that as well. So I think that's something, looking at how in the bigger picture, what does that look like. I might have an exciting announcement for that, so we'll stay tuned. I'm really praying on God to just lead me in the right direction for this job and what it looks like for the future. So I'm really excited to show, and all praises to Him of anything that does come from that. A pivot from that is also looking at how I develop myself. So my second trip to Singapore was actually focused around a marketing conference. So that was when I wanted to learn more from other industry experts. I think I've been so used to sitting on a webinar and just tuning in, but I think it was really different when I could watch them, hear how people present, and all of these aspects that I feel are really impactful for my growth. And a lot of these topics like AI and how do you do omni-channel marketing and all these items really are super interesting to me, at least, and I'm super passionate about marketing. So it's really nice to be kind of in the field and kind of learning. I didn't really like the networking aspect because it's really like a lot of sales tech people, and I'm definitely not the target audience to sell anything to. So it's a bit awkward. And also trying to explain to people why B2B marketers actually need marketing is the story of my life. So I think that was also something really cool to actually try and go for these type of conferences. So I'm glad I did. I probably would do it again, but I'm crying in ringgit. Just saying that. Just want to preface that, okay? So all of this being said, I also did mention that I've signed up for a master's program, because I think in the area of developing myself further and further, I also would love to know from experts and learn from other people who have also been in the industry, hands-on, about digital marketing. So I've actually signed up for a master's in strategic marketing, which starts in end of April. So I'm really excited to do that. I think I have a thesis to do at the end of it, which I have not done ever, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm really excited about that as well. So I probably talked an earful of your entire head, body, soul, and mind, but I hope you like these type of things, and recaps and all the videos that I've kind of splurged in of how my year has gone so far. I think I'm really optimistic on how January and February will look like. I'm obviously telling you all the highlights, but there have been some lows here and there, but I think it's really important to keep it positive, and also remembering areas in which I am growing, I'm challenging myself, and I have a wonderful learning outcome at the end of it. So I think it's just thinking about everything as a holistic item and doing everything with intention. Okay? So I hope you learned a thing or two, or you're excited to tune in for my March update. But I'm so sorry I have to cram like January and February together, because I didn't want this to be too late. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and you'll stay tuned to the next one. I will speak to you soon. Bye.